I would like to talk to you about my essay, Justice and Injustice, in the work of Julia Kristeva, to be published in Theory, Culture and Society. I was initially prompted to write this article in light of Julia Kristeva's 80th birthday in June 2021. I have for a long time been interested in her work, and I believed that I could show that there were hitherto untapped resources in her oeuvre. I had been writing a book on violence and the image, where, amongst other things, the work of René Girard is addressed. As is known, Girard is instrumental in bringing the scapegoat into focus. Now, the scapegoat is obviously not protected by judicial institutions, whether Western or otherwise. To my way of thinking, the demise of the scapegoat is unquestionably unjust. In fact, the fate of the scapegoat is the epitome of injustice. We can say this more or less without fear of contradiction. On the other hand, debate still rages as regards the nature of justice, even though the Western democratic world is based on the notion of justice, which entails the invocation of the law and the question of whether the law can indeed deliver justice. Anyway, in my essay, I use Derrida's work on the force of law to illustrate the difficulty of defining justice, as in a parallel way I invoke Girard's notion of the scapegoat to illustrate injustice. Although Kristeva never attempts to define justice, there are clear references to situations of injustice in her work. These include the Dreyfus affair in 19th century France at the time of Mallarmé's poetry, the figure of Oedipus as both the source of psychoanalytic insight and as scapegoat, Louis Ferdinand Céline's infamous and unjust anti-Semitic pamphlets analysed in the context of a theory of abjection, a theory that brings injustice to the fore. The need to believe, if not satisfied, can lead, Kristeva believes, to injustice. The foreigner whose treatment Kristeva shows is often unjust. Literature as forgiveness in the writing of Dostoyevsky raises the spectre of injustice. And Hannah Arendt's work, subject of a study by Kristeva, raises the question of anti-Semitism and thus of injustice. He is hoping that you enjoy the essay.